Hello and welcome again to River Valley Farm. We're back in the garage today. An update and probably a little bit of work on this thing. So I finished painting the frame up on this the other day. It ended up taking me, like I said, 6 cans to do it. I painted the underside of the bed, so on and so forth. It's probably looks ugly as can be, but at least it's not going to rust away. And then I painted the frame front to back, inside and out, both sides. Completely done with that. I have been working on getting the ignition switch back in. I have, but it's not working out. Like, you know, probably a 30-minute video on this process, but I can't get it to put together right for some reason on my editing software. Still playing with that. I haven't called it a complete loss yet, but hey, we're working on it. It may end up being a complete loss. So over here we have the new valve cover gasket. Now this is an international valve cover gasket. I never used one of these before, but it comes with the harness as a separate piece. Ones that are on this truck are not like that, so that's good. And then we have a Ford Motor Company Ford part ICP sensor. So we got that stuff. So we have that stuff. And then let me get my light again before I forget it. The only thing I didn't get is the thermostat neck there, because they don't show one for the OBS 7.3. The Super Duty 7.3, the alternator, and the alternator sits over here in place of the AC compressor. AC compressor sits over there, and I have a completely different setup. There's actually a hose. The radiator's different. All kinds of stuff about it's actually kind of different. The way it's set up in here. So none of the reputable diesel places that I can find makes a billet one of these. There's an outfit on Amazon that makes a thicker steel version, but I'm not real sure if I like that idea or not. Everything's trying to get me here. So yeah, like I said, I'm not real sure if I like that idea. I'd like to see one. You know, if it's billet aluminum, you get an idea that it's a pretty solid piece, so it would work. If anybody has used the one on Amazon, let me know. Like I say, it looks just like this one here, but it is supposedly heavier material. Supposedly, like I said, I have not seen it myself, so we may end up just going back with an original piece, but I definitely need one because, well, they're garbage. So anyway, that being said, now make sure if you have used the Amazon one to let me know so I can go ahead and get one if they are any good, because I don't know if they are or not. I couldn't see any reviews on it for anybody that actually knew what they were talking about. So now to get to the actual work part of the video, and that is going to be replacing the ICP sensor, which is this guy down here, and we're going to start on that valve cover over there anyway. Whether or not we get it done, well, we'll soon find out. Okay, so while I'm sure that somebody somewhere sells you a special wrench to take those out, take the ICP sensor out with, I don't have one, so I am going to use my crow's foot. And then the new ICP sensor that I have. Now this, if I got the right crow's foot. There we go. We're on there now. Oosh. Come on. Come on. There we go. Of course, they're not quite loose yet. Huh?
It's fun riding this.
It's fun riding that, huh?
Yeah.
What happened to being quiet like I asked you to do? You forgot, didn't you? You don't care, huh?
Because it tickles my foot, Dad. It's like tickling my foot when it goes like that.
What tickles your foot?
Yeah.
I said, what tickles your foot?
It's sooner when it's going on bumps.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's so fun, isn't it?
I guess.
Fun for my foot to ride.
5-year-olds are sometimes interesting to talk to.
But love to push it. Right ahead.
I think that thing would loosen up by now. Hopefully it's coming out, not taking threads with it.
What?
None of your business. That's what. Or I suppose I should say, nothing you need to worry about, huh, Raylan?
That's what I'll say.
I know that's what you always say.
What do you want to say? It's nice that the silver truck and the light truck have steps. Right, Dad?
Do what?
Nice that the light truck and the silver truck have steps.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty nice to get up and down on the silver truck and the light truck.
Yeah, but you don't need up, do you?
Next time we will have to step
Okay, then.
on both of them.
Okay, finally. We have our old ICP sensor out. So, out with the old. In with the new. As you can see, there's a little bit of a difference there. Somebody thought about this and said, oh, if we made the outside of that a hex, somebody might be able to take it off and put it back in without having to do a bunch of contortionist stuff to get to this.
You're going to stop the video.
When I'm ready to do it, I guess.
I'm afraid you're going to break the step.
I'm not that heavy that I'm going to break the ladder. I'm sorry, I'm just not. This ladder's rated for at least 300 pounds, and I'm not that heavy. So, to you.
I'm not even 300, 2,000 pounds.
You're not 300, 2,000 pounds? I hope not. I don't even know how much that is.
It'll break a ladder like that.
It'd break a ladder like that, okay.
It won't break any bigger ladders without the fold out.
It won't, huh?
But with the fold out, they will break.
Make sure you get them tight. If you're wondering who else I'm talking to, well, there he is, my little sidekick there. Alright, so ICP sensor has changed. Figure out where my little tab went. Plug this back in. plug it in, just like that. So now, next up, the valve cover. This one is, well, it's easier of the two to get off, so that's a definite plus. But anyway, let me cover this real quick, I guess.
Take them in the floor of the white truck.
Shh. Quiet is not his strong suit. Anyway, so we have a new valve cover gasket. This one has, well, it's set up like all the rest of them I've ever seen, but anyway, you know, your 2 points for the OBS. This newer model, the Super Duties, had one plug. Okay, so I had that going for us. As I said before, these are actual international gaskets, Navistar international gaskets, and these are made with separate harnesses that go through the gasket. The ones that are on this truck are not an international, they're not Ford. I don't remember what brand they are, but they are not either one of those. So they're not made that way. So you cannot replace just the just the harness through there. You have to replace the whole gasket, which I don't recall how much I paid for the set of gaskets that's on it, but this was far and away cheaper, or I should say this would be far and away cheaper if you have an electrical problem such as I have now, because this was like 22, yeah, this was 22 something, 22.95 I think for this piece, the harness itself. Way better deal than 160 something, and then you got to buy both valve covers with the harnesses made in, and so on and so forth. But anyway, that's about enough for now. I'm gonna go ahead and yank the valve cover off, and we'll compare this gasket to the one that's on there.
Yeah, I can hold it.
What do you want to make?
A video.
You're part of one now. Alright, so valve cover's off. Here's our gasket that we removed. I hope I can be able to show you this here. Give me that dang thing. Anyway, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see. That's really, really wet in there, and it shouldn't be. You can look at this one, and it's shiny and dry. I don't know if I can get that. As you can, when I look at it with my eyes, I can see the oil standing in that connector right there, and that just should not be there. So now the difference is, I'll watch out for some people around here too. They'll run you over. The difference is,
You have to watch the cars, Dad.
yeah, and scooters, huh?
Yeah.
So this is made into the actual gasket.
Dad, you'll have to also look out for tractors.
Tractors?
Yeah,
Well, there aren't any. Well, never mind. There are tractors too. But
that's the only one that's going to be going by.
you don't need to ride it though, because it makes too much noise. Okay, good. I'm glad you know. Okay, so where was I? Oh yes, the harness is made solid into the into the valve cover gasket itself. This is more like the original Ford style, I believe. It's been years and years since I've seen one. And this must be some sort of an updated gasket from International, Navistar, or whatever you want to call them. To each their own on that one. But as you can see, this is made much more to my liking anyway. Here, let me figure something out here.
I'm taking a shortcut.
You are. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so as I said, this is made much more to my liking. This piece is made so that oil actually has to travel. Well, hang on a minute. Okay. So it's completely shielded so oil can't get into here, basically. And this is sealed on the back side, as well as it is sealed when it goes through the harness or through the valve cover gasket. And then the, of course, harness plug on the other side, the engine harness plug on the other side is sealed as well. So this in kind plugs in like so, just like that, and that is a way more solid connection, I believe anyway, than what I had with those other aftermarket gaskets. And lo and behold, these are cheaper than the cheap ones I bought. So, well, no, actually, this piece, the whole gasket, costs more. But the harness is replaceable. This big hard rubber gasket, this big hard plastic gasket with O-rings in it,
Dad,
probably never goes bad. Yes?
you have to look both ways to see if any cars are coming.
Yeah, we know.
And you have to listen too.
Well, little boys on scooters need to watch out so they don't run over their dads. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
But this is my owner's scooter. Because someone bought it and now it's my owner.
Okay then.
So now I'm the owner.
So, same deal with this one. Maybe. It's supposed to be the same deal with this one. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. So that is that. Now, as I've mentioned in other videos about this particular topic, the early 7.3 Power Strokes had a different connector that I was not a big fan of. It had little rubber clips. Raylan, quiet please. It had little rubber, or not rubber, but plastic clips on each side of the connector to hold it into the injector. Those broke a whole lot, causing problems. These with a little wire clip, far and away better design. The old gasket had the same design on it, which, as I said, far and away better for this part than what came on this truck originally. But the ones on it originally didn't leak oil into everything, so that probably makes them a little bit better than these were. But anyway, so yeah, now to try and figure out another issue that I've just discovered here in the last few minutes. My oil cap is not undo. It doesn't want to unscrew. It's just turning in there. That's not good at all. Okay, so another holdup has just arrived. It won't stop us from starting the thing, which may or may not happen today anyway, but as you can see, the plastic has failed us. That happens sometimes. That should go on there roughly like that. Shouldn't be broke off. Anyway, see what we can figure out about what to do with the rest of this now real quick. Alright, so anyway, the actual cap itself doesn't appear to be hurt. It's just this plastic piece that's supposed to push down and let you turn it and make it open. Anyway, guess I'll have to be tracking down one of these. Hopefully my local Napa store will have one. That'd be really awesome, or at least could get one. Anyway, guys, so as I've said time and again, patience is a major help when you're working on old stuff. And to me, it doesn't really seem like this thing's all that old, but anyway, you add right down to it, it's 25, 20, almost 26 years old now, I guess. So, it is what it is, I guess. Anyway, now why is this? I don't know. Anyway, I guess we'll have to look at this and see what it's doing when we get inside and look up, see what's going on. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this back on and put the valve cover gasket and harness in it. So I'm gonna, yeah, let me do this, and then that'll probably be it for tonight, unless I just get the wild hair to start it, which, who knows, I might. Alright, so I talked myself into it. We're gonna test fire it here. Still gotta connect that battery over there. Well, first we're gonna put this battery in because it's just on the edge of cold enough where it probably won't start without both of them. For any of you that don't know much about how they set up Ford trucks, well, this is the batteries are hooked in parallel, so you get 12 volts out of 2 batteries. Okay, pretty simple there. But if you come across one of these that won't start, if this battery is junk, the one on the passenger side of the truck is junk, that one over there is just screaming good, it doesn't matter. It will not crank because this battery will sap all the power out of that one over there. Okay. Anyway, let me get these hooked up, and then we will see what happens when we put the key in this bugger and fire it up. Okay, so what do you think would be a good GoPro view of starting a 7.3 Power Stroke? What would be? I guess we'll try out my new magnet mount and see what it does. Why not? Ain't got nothing to lose but a GoPro, right? Hopefully. And it works like that. Let's try it like this. There we go. There we go.
You're sticking your magnet on the electric?
Yeah, it is.
I know it was, and see if baby engine starts.
Okay, so excuse this is the rate steering column here. Anyway, we'll go for the light to start, light to go out. Maybe. You damn. Even smoking all that bad, which is good. Making a funny noise out there though. Oh wait, you know what I didn't do? I forgot to hook up the boost sensor. That's why it's making that funny noise. I forgot to hook up the boost sensor. That's why it's making that funny noise. This is kind of important hose here. Or is it? I don't know. Something's making noise. We'll have to figure that out another time, I guess. But anyway. Okay, so excuse the disarrayed steering column here. But anyway, we'll go for the wait to start light to go out. Maybe. You damn. Cool. It started. Well, anyway, it's running. The noise went away, but I suspect my alternator is going out. Pretty smooth for what it is, I guess. Anyway, I guess that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for more. Excuse the haze. I'm gonna get out of here before I get cancer if I live in California. And we'll talk to you guys later. Say bye.
Bye.
Wave. Okay.